Hey, welcome everybody to Battle Pirates Crib. We're going to talk about Battle Pirates um, next week, and I'm going to post a link because I don't have much else. I'm not sure whose phone that is, but uh, post a link in case anybody else would like to join, especially if you have any insights on the 133 or uh, something different to say about the armor prizes besides they're too high in cost. And what I said on Wednesday is they should have been released about 3 or 4 months ago. Because at this point, they don't seem to have a lot. So the link's on the right hand side. And let me go ahead and introduce everybody from top to bottom. Aussie.
Good morning, everybody.
And Magic Mike.
Hello, everyone.
And Kenny.
Hello.
Ben.
Hello.
And Stormcatcher.
Hello, everyone.
Well, welcome everybody, and the link's still on the right-hand side. And let's go ahead and get started with BP next week. As we all know, Bounty 26 is starting on Wednesday, and we're going to get Son of Poseidon campaign, which is a semi-useful campaign. It's for the Pegasus. It provides kits, build tokens, VXP, things of that nature. It was really quite useful last month for players that didn't participate in the raid. So that's out there. And we're going to get a CM diary on Wednesday, probably after the show, but oh well. So I don't know. Any thoughts on this, anybody?
Doesn't look real interesting to me.
No. I mean, it'd be good for people that haven't got the stuff for the Pegasus. I suppose the Son of Poseidon.
Yeah. And we're gonna. Okay. And we got a new heavy base turret, or base heavy turret, as they. I guess that works either way. So that's going to be popping up in Bounty. No speculation on what it is, but I don't know. How's everybody's FM going at this point? Same as usual, or?
Mine's same as usual, but kind of slow this time.
Okay.
I think it's due to a little bit of lack of interest.
Okay.
I'm doing all right.
The chests are, in the inventory, so that was the main thing.
Okay. And hey, Brian, how are you doing?
So, one more hour. Anyway. Yeah, I got next week. Next week off. It's gonna be great. FM is it's rough. I hit the 133. I took about 5 hours of damage. I tried the 137 for the first time ever and took a little more. I think the 129 for 7 million right now is a lot of people's sweet spot for points to repair ratio.
Yeah, I've been hitting that one on auto for quite a while, so that's why I don't have much to talk about, because I don't see any great alternatives out there that I wasn't already using prior to this. So
I'm just sticking with me 120s, 121s. I don't care.
Yeah, and it's actually pretty easy for people that were, relative to collecting all of the limited armors, unless you're still collecting those. And I'm not sure it's a bad choice to keep collecting those over getting the new armors at 70K a pop.
Well, I'm collecting all the old ones first.
Okay.
Then I'll do the other ones.
Okay.
I'm not
Well,
doing
my
this.
ships already have all the new armors on, so I don't think swapping to the folded ferrets are going to benefit me in any way, really.
I don't see it unless there's something I really don't understand about the survival mechanism.
Mm.
That extra 50,000 armor or plate is really helping you more than the loss of survival. I'm not certain.
Well, put it this way, it's not going to be something I'm going to swap. If I've already got the other ones on there, I'm certainly going to swap them for the other ones.
Yeah.
But
No,
it's always
it
good to
makes
have
sense. I mean, it's really, like I said before, if they should have released it months and months ago, prior
That's
to
what-
the release,
That's
prior
what
to
they
the
usually do. We
Yeah.
get the folded ones first, or the
Yeah.
combined ones first, and then we get the
Well-
single plates, if you know what I
Y'all
mean.
have to think about something. Wasn't it a while back that we kept waiting and waiting and waiting for the armor to drop? And it went, what, about 3 or 4 months, 5 months later when we finally got the new armors? So
the ones you're talking about that just dropped this week.
No, he means the limited ones.
Oh,
I'm
is supposed?
guessing.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the
that's-
M's. The M's seem to take forever to come out. Didn't they?
Yeah.
I think that's what he means.
Yeah. Well, it seemed like this time people were asking for folded ferrite when the
Did he?
I think for the Saturns and that, or the Dragons or whatever, and it hasn't come out. But now they did this, and yeah, it's entirely way too late.
Yeah. Well, yeah. TSM agrees. He's not swapping your armor now, but even if it was a free swap, would anybody do it?
No.
I wouldn't.
Not after we've already earned all of the other ones.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, it seemed to have cost them money in my mind. If they had dropped the folded ferrite, and everybody's like, "Oh, okay, well, you take more penetrative damage on the on the front ship," and that people would have like been clamoring to refit to these to the armors we already have on. So,
Which is pretty much what we did with the Eradicators and
yeah, and everything before that.
I
well,
couldn't remember what the other ones were. I'm just
Yeah, we did it with the dragons. We've been doing this historically, where we get the, where we get the sort of generic armor, and then we get the specialization armor afterwards. But this time we got the specialization, and now we get the generic armors afterwards. It's and I don't know why they weigh more, but it's not like they're higher value. Where they're the new armors are 1,250 as opposed to the specialization armors are 1,000. So even if you wanted to refit your Pegasus, you're probably going to go overweight.
yeah, because you're pretty much on the border as it is.
Yeah.
So that extra 250, and anything you add on there that says total hull weight, it's going to put it over.
So
I'm not going to take a step back on the armor on my fleet now. And to me, that would be a step back, putting the ferrite on instead of the limited.
I think it's close to a wash in my mind. I'm not completely certain, but that extra, especially on the Pegasus, because it has lower base armor. We're talking 5 million or 8 million armor. So adding on that the extra health could be somewhat beneficial and somewhat counteract the loss of survival, but I don't think we would see much of a difference. But the fact that you need to specialize your ships is where the real problem comes in. If you want to put penetrative on the lead ship and corrosive on the back ships, that's where I think the issue comes in.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
that's
it's
mine. All my normal Pegasus, they all have 2 corrosive armors, and the flag has 3 penetrative and 1 corrosive.
Hmm.
So, and I mean, they hardly take any corrosive damage, and they hardly take any missile damage either. That's besides the point.
Yeah.
So,
now if the new armor had something a lot bigger for the FM, this might be like an extra 500,000 or an extra million armor points because the Praetorians have 50 million base armor. But even if we were talking about something like the Pegasi, uh, even 50,000 extra armor is 1% of a Pegasus total health.
Mm.
For a difference in survival of 3,000, which for tier 8.5 is about 50%, I think it's a little less. So unless we're getting up into like, I don't know, tens of thousands of survival percentages, not the numbers, but the percentage after that, so like hundreds of thousands of survival as a number, then it might matter, but now it just doesn't. I'd like to see an armor with a very high armor value, because then you can sort of make that choice. You can make that a more specialized ship where you have some pen survival, but then after that you jack up the armor really high. So it might actually be better that way, just for specializing in just penetrative survival. But I don't think they're going to put numbers that high on any armor that we have for a long time, if ever.
Yeah. I mean, and this could be, in the future when we see, maybe they're not going to give us a tier 9 armor right away for assault. So maybe it's worth getting for the future. The way that they've, because what we've seen, not to cross over different types, but like the new garrison target seems to have a lot of missile splash, and we've seen a lot of missile splash in the last couple of garrison targets, and maybe we'll start to see more missile splash elsewhere. That these more all-encompassing armors, and there's potential that they could completely flip the table on us, and the next raid cycle we'll see splash missile damage, and so you would want to have both. I don't know.
Would you have liked this armor better if it was 2,000 missile and 2,000 splash damage survival? Actually, that's a dumb question, of course, because all explosive is by its nature splash, so nadoi. But I think it would fit better because even in that case for a Pegasus, corrosive is splash damage, so you're reducing that. If there is missile splash, you're double dipping on that. Maybe if it was 1,000 missile and 2,000 splash, and you're surviving a little bit extra against explosive as well. I think that's a good stat that they should put on armor, or maybe not give us a hyper 40 just yet.
Yeah, or put an evade armor out there that doesn't have a repair cost associated with it. There's different things that might have been more interesting and lead to more interesting builds, but the more interesting our builds become, the more difficult it is for them to develop targets and test it against them. So I think that's part of the reason we get, class restrictions and tier, all these kind of things that are going on that players aren't all that happy with, just because it's with all the specials that we have and all the possible ramifications, it's very difficult for them to test against targets. So, I don't know much else. VXP weekend or anything else? Anybody has anything to talk about?
Nope.
No. I went into one of the VXP targets with the intent to try and get some of my tokens back, and looked at it and said, no, I'm not doing this.
Yeah,
Well, the
they're pretty
XP targets
easy.
aren't that bad.
Well,
Yeah,
it was just a big one. Which one did I pick? I think I picked the 20. There's 3 of them, right?
Is it?
There's 2 of them.
2 of them? Okay.
Yeah, just shoot at the one in the middle, though.
Okay. I'll try it.
No, I'm just kidding. Well, we could have Kenny hit one and and explain which is the one that doesn't have the fog cutter missiles. That's the
Must be the
120.
121 because I'm hitting the 122s, which has it.
Yeah.
That's what I think I went into, and I looked at it and said, "This is a hell of a big target." I just don't want to. Just didn't want.
Yeah. Well, if Kenny wants to get on and walk through there's some odd mechanics in this target that we did not see in the raid target, such as when you go into the fog, all the ships freeze, and how the
I
enemy
think
ship.
that's a bug because it did it in a TLC. I was
I
doing
did
it
use my
as well.
Pegasus in the TLC. I did that just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are you there, Kenny?
Yep, still here.
Okay. You have any interest in hitting the 121 with your Pegasi?
Sure.
Okay.
Do you still
Ready to go?
need,
Okay.
do you still need a screen share?
Well, we'll probably come back to something. So
Okay.
I can take it off unless it's causing you problems.
No, I can watch it on the tube. It'll just be
Okay.
10 seconds late.
Okay. So yeah, there's some odd mechanics in here. Is anybody? Mine's still building, and we have a much longer VXP weekend. So I'm building a second War Pegasi. So just in case, and because I didn't have any way to spend all of my my FM tokens, because I had 6 tokens left, 6 generic tokens, 3 2-days coming out of the raid, because I saved them up and there was nothing to spend them on. And then I'm gonna this week's, and so I'm like, there might be, I might as well build one, because otherwise I'm just gonna burn all these tokens and I won't have any use for them. So I'm doing that. I haven't attempted to rank it up yet because it's still in the build process. So let me
So
know.
One minor snag is, remember, I only have 4 of them because the flag is in the shop.
Okay.
Do you want me to still do it with 4, or?
I could,
Unless somebody wants to walk through it and show people some of the mechanics that we didn't really see in the raid targets.
I could probably do it.
Okay.
I'm sure it would be disastrous, but I could probably do it.
Not as bad as Kenny, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bye, everybody. Good luck. Have fun.
Take care.
Later, 2 doors.
Bye.
Mhm. Or if I don't crash.
Earlier, I did a 121 just to get the tokens, and wound up with a 56-minute repair
Mm-hmm.
doing the whole target.
That's what
Yeah.
I want, the tokens.
It-
Okay.
The ships just acted funny in it to me.
Something acted funny in it.
Like they wouldn't start moving until they were in range of my missiles. So,
Okay.
so it made it very hard to kite the ships.
Yeah, we could take a look at that.
What are we
When,
going, 121?
yeah, 121's the easiest one to talk about that.
Okay, headache.
Some of the issues that are going on there.
Right.
All right. Oh crap! Somebody
Wrong
already. Well, we're okay. We're okay. So, well, it's.
Oh,
probably-
yeah, I see some of these. Okay.
yeah. So
Ooh.
somebody, Somebody already killed the beginning of it, but and it's a 15-minute timeout.
Well, I might as well try it.
One of the mechanics we want to show is go in and before you move, go in and activate those front two ships, and then go back into the fog.
You're saying these two and go back.
Yeah. You go through there, and then immediately go back into the fog. I just want to show people that the ships do just stop, and if you do the timing correctly, you can have them within range of your ships and just take them out. There we go. See, now they just stopped and they sit there, and you can just kill them.
But not that one.
You
Just
might
go in the bottom corner there. Should be-
Yeah, move down. I think you can still get
in
them.
there. In there.
Wiggle it. There you go.
So that's one's piece of cake here.
Yeah, and it's a good way to get, easy way to get VXP. If you have just like a single ship or whatnot. And the other thing that we want to show here is that the ships don't have really good pathing around the platforms. You know, whatever you want to call these land pieces. Like if you move up, you'll see that the one at the bottom, he's going to come right at you, but the other one's going to struggle. The other one's going to struggle to get to you. So do the same as last, so you won't take any. Move in and then move back.
Go in the cloud.
Yeah. Okay. See, this guy you need to sort of like lure out. They're really sticky to these platforms. So you need to move to the side. You need to move away, draw him out, move to your left, and he'll pop out.
And I was too slow.
Yeah. But what I'm saying, these are mechanisms that you can use to take advantage of, you can exploit their weaknesses.
You can do the same thing in the TLCs because you can put your fleet in one of the clouds, take out a bait ship, and if you hover along the clouds long enough, when they get real close, you duck into the clouds and they'll just sit there, and you can move around inside the cloud and kill them while they're sitting on the outside.
Okay.
Going nowhere.
Can you get them over the top?
Yeah. You should be able to just take him out. Don't get too close. Yeah. He's not going to fire. All right. Go the other way. Go the other way. Because you want to take out that missile one. See the vulture missile in the middle? That one. The other ones aren't going to fire at you. They're out of range. Their range is too short. Just aim for that one.
Yeah.
Okay, now you can take out the rest of that mess up there.
I don't know what's showing up. I got the blue light filter off on my screen, so I don't know if it's.
Okay.
Well, it looks okay on the YouTube. All right.
Yep. All right, and
got to run from this guy.
yeah, you want to, as soon as they start to move, you want to start moving the opposite direction. There we go. There we go. Yeah. All right. Now, notice the one down at the bottom.
Yep, he's in the corner.
Okay, and now you can circle around, stick him to a wall. Well, I'm going to move a little bit more, but yeah.
That one that's stuck in the corner, you might be able to outrange it Because I know in
Yeah,
the
no,
one
he
in the other
he
one
can
that-
outrange them.
All I did was
Yeah, you
target. All I did was target it, right? So
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah, you can. You can.
you should stay right.
He's not going to fire.
Sweet.
All right.
Yeah, I picked the other one when I was going to try it earlier, and I just looked at it and said, "Oh my gosh, this thing's a mile long."
Hmm.
I just couldn't be bothered.
Okay, I think you should be able to take out that first turret without triggering them, but be ready to,
Oh yeah.
depending on your direction. I think you probably need to take that one out first because that's short range.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there you go. Now you want to be in a position to trigger these 3 ships down at the bottom,
And get up in here.
and then haul ass. Try and stick them behind that wall.
Come on.
There we go. There we go. Now you can't outrange the stonefish that's coming up. So you're going to need to go and you want to put your bat wing on him. Put your bat wing on him because he's going to fire at you.
Oh yeah.
He outranges you. There we go. Yeah, stop. There we go. All right, take out the. All right. All right, and then do the same thing as before. Trigger him and try to get behind the wall. There we go.
It's just the.
Yep, just that, and we should be there. And I'm guessing less than whatever damage you were talking about before. But this seems to be the easier of the 2 targets.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Yep.
And I need some of those. So.
Yeah, it definitely looked easier.
So,
Yeah, but
22 minutes.
22 minutes. So it should probably be
Let's
pretty
see,
close to instant in your base.
see if we can do it, and I can try a fresh one if you want. Or
I don't think the fresh one's going to make a difference because it's
no, I don't think so. Either.
it's you just need to take out the vulture torpedo or vulture missile at the start,
Mhm.
and you should be all set. But yeah, it's sort of a walk. So
Yeah, that wasn't bad. Get my defense tokens back that I used.
how are you doing there, TSM? Nope, you're on mute. So
Yeah, how you doing, buddy? All right.
oh, okay. I don't know. Just nothing too exciting this week for me. We could bitch about the price of
Everything.
yeah, and but it's not really helping. I'm still, and I haven't done a lot with the 133, just because I don't really see a reason to. And they did have especially if they got rid of, they didn't learn their lesson from before, where they had the Fangtooth was able to run through the 131, tanking for everything, and it seemed for the first day or so you could still do that with the Fangtooth. Just tank for everything except for the rockets. Nothing else could hit underwater, and then they got rid of that. So, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, having a laugh at this FM. God, they took the other targets out and changed it to something that's horrendous, but oh well. Just the way it is, isn't it? Nothing
Yeah.
surprising. I'm just doing the 137s and just think I can do 4 or 5 and then just fix. So, but, not in a rush.
Yeah, no, I'm not in a rush. I mean, we have. I have plenty of leftover of the limited armors, and
Yeah, I mean, you can split them up, like you said, and do the smaller targets, which is fine, and it's quite good, especially if you've got an empty base, so you get resources nice and fast, don't you? So that's one way of doing it.
Yeah. Or, just you get 3 million, like every 3 million every about 3 minutes if you split up your ships into 5. And I'm getting like less than 2 minutes damage. So just hit some repair and boom, send them back out, or or like you said, use this and as a way to get basic resources.
Yeah, I mean, I used it to last couple of months just to do them walls because obviously I was miles behind, so I did that, and that was like the quickest way to get all the Zinf. So it was epic for that. Did it all in sort of like a couple of weekends. So.
I'll be right back. Okay. So yeah, besides that, I'm not. I don't know. I'm sort of at a loss to what to talk about at this point because it's.
I'm at a loss to see the point of those armors. I must admit. There's no way I'm fitting them.
It's sort of like they're like, okay, well, we forgot about these. Let's release them now. This is the way I look at it. I mean. Yeah, they're releasing them. They're selling us, overripe produce that should have been sold months ago, and now they're trying to pass it off to us. That's the way I see it. It's spoiled fruit.
I'm just trying to wonder what you'd take off though, special wise. That's all. I'm just like, what you'd remove. It's
special wise.
It's just no, not the armor specifically, but just as those new kit keeps coming up once you settle on something that you quite like, and then I'm thinking to myself, well, hang on a minute. Once you've got used to something, you know how much damage you can get from it. There's no way I'm taking off the flipping like ZX1's armors and that sort of stuff just to put something on that does the same thing but a different way. It does sound really stupid. When you spend all that time to get them together and put them on, and it's a heck of an investment, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'm still trying to figure out if there's a reason they did this, and that's what I'm afraid of.
I mean, what's one of them? 70 million or something like that? It's ridiculous what one of them is. I can't remember which one it is. But...
No, there's 2 of them for 70 million.
I'll just have a look at the prices.
Yeah,
let's have a look.
Yeah,
but only. Yeah, but one's obviously for the flagship, really, for the for the raid fleet, isn't it? As opposed to
the war packet. Well, yeah. Well, I don't know if it's for that one. I mean, it could be. I mean, maybe toss one on, but as I don't know.
It's suggested. I mean, I've got my War Pegasus up to full upgrade now, so I've got the new CIC on it, and it makes quite a difference, but. It's
more my thought was that we're going to have evenly distributed damage, and that's from increasing splash and whatnot. So we as opposed to you were able to get away with just putting the War Pegasus out just to just a little bit out in front of the rest of them, and we get targeted first. But are we going to start seeing things that are splash base as far as missiles? Then therefore your back ships now need to have missile penetrative defense, and you only have 2 armor slots. And so this would make more sense if you have more armor and divided survival. I hope they don't. The problem is there's not a lot of room for players to adapt at this point in time with the 2-month raid cycle. Because we see one thing in VXP, we see something different in the first raid, and we see something different again in the next one. That's why I always, I store up tokens
Yeah, I've not used my.
I go into a raid, even if it's not some raid where I'm going to buy anything, just to refill my ships.
Yeah, so I mean, Praetorian wise, what have I got? Where's the fleet? What have I got on mine at the moment? So flagship's got 3 ZX1s, 2 ZM1s, and then you can't fit an extra one, so I've got a D7M on it instead for the last armor. So that seems to work. It's interesting because it was obviously all the damage was going on to ship 5, and then they changed it, and all the flagship was getting it, and now it's completely even across the fleet. I've noticed this week.
Yeah,
every ship was getting exactly the same damage. Doesn't matter where you placed it. So, and maybe that is going to happen with the with the raid fleet as well. Maybe you're right.
Yeah, that's my fear. I mean, that's that's the movement. That's where they've gone, and that's where this armor is going as well. They're both. What we've seen and the armor are both headed in the same direction.
But think about it. I mean, the 2 CICs, the limited CICs, obviously that goes on that are available once you actually upgrade. That's interesting because obviously they do health transfer.
Yes,
which I'm not very keen with, to be honest.
Well, it doesn't make a lot of sense if you were transferring health to your flag.
If the armor's the other way around, you had 4 on the other ships and only 2 on the flagship, I would sort of understand that.
Yeah.
Because then you're like, from the healthiest ships, you're paying it to the weakest one, but it's the weakest one that's got all the protection bonuses, and that's a counter, and it sort of makes sense. But this way around, it just seems very odd.
Well, the Pegasus. It has. I don't want to call it the weakest one because the normal Pegasus have 5 million armor, and then the War Pegasus has 8 million armor. My issue is the fact that you're taking the ones with 5 million armor in order to heal. 5 million armor, 3 hours repair, and they're healing the one with 8 million armor with a 3-hour repair.
Which was fine if the flag was taking all the initial damage from incoming missiles and that sort of stuff. But if they'd made the standard Pegasus, 8 million.
But why is that all fine? That's my question.
Well, it isn't fine, is it? That's the point.
no, that's
which is why you wouldn't. Why currently, if it is equal across the fleet, there's no way I'm going to put those new CICs on. It seems counterintuitive to me, but hey.
Yeah, because they said that the Testudio is what I usually call the Vulture, is in the X targets is going to single out one ship and really mess it up. Is basically the way I read that.
So I'm just having a look at it. Hang on a minute. So if I've got 5,300,000 armor on one of my Pegasus, right? It's at U3. If I then switch across and then just put one of those new, what is it? It's the F2 explosive pen, isn't it? Explosive pen, is that right?
Well, explosive pen will go on your Praetorian.
It's corrosive pen, so it's F2 com, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So that only gives me 5,350, which is nowhere near enough to make it worthwhile. But you do get, obviously, you get penetrative survival. It's a mess, to be honest. No, I don't.
That's why it's sort of considered a wash or a demotion. At best, it's a wash, and at worst, it's a demotion. But it does help players that want to catch up. The players that haven't been out there to get all the limited armors with the higher survival numbers.
Because you can just slap them on, and obviously you can put them in as many slots as you like. You've only got to win it once. I get that sort of stuff, but you're going from with the ZM1, you're going from 5k, obviously penetrative survival. You're dropping down to 2k, and you're only gaining 50k in armor points. It doesn't seem any logical to me to do the switch.
Yeah, that's.
And worse if you go with new security. Anyway.
No, I'm in agreement with you. It's they should have released these armors months ago, and then people would have put them on, and then they would have fine-tuned using the limited armors. So
Yeah, and there's no retrofit to them, so it's not as if you can like gain anything to them. So yeah, I don't think there's more things to spend my time on. Well, there isn't. I'm not got nothing upgrading in my shipyard at the moment, but that's not the point. The point is I'm still not going to do it. I don't see the point.
yeah, unless we misunderstand the mechanic, it's not an obvious benefit to do it. So
No, I can't see that. Anyway, is anybody doing what's people doing this weekend? What's supposed to be going on? Because I really ain't taking notice of much. So VXP targets, yeah, thanks for that. What else have we got going on?
shipwrecks.
Oh no, thank you. No. They keep giving free fleets away, and I'm still not doing it.
Well, and these ones allow you to upgrade and upgrade your interceptor fleets. So it's that's why I'm like, I don't have a lot to talk about here because there's not a lot.
Isn't that that exciting?
Yeah, there's nothing really. If they drop some new tech in the FM that we could tease out and figure, okay, this is better than that, but this is like,
It's dull.
Yeah, it's very dull.
Yeah. So yeah, FM's FM. Got it. They took the target out because obviously it was good fun, the 131s and stuff like that. But because they were nice and easy. But 137 is too many ships, but still doable. Just not as many. I think I could have got 9 or I was getting to 9 to 10 of the 131s. 133s didn't matter which. Is it 131? Yeah. Anyway, the ones they've just
131's the old one. We got replaced with the 133.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I haven't bothered hitting the 133s. I've just gone straight to 137s. So that's because I'm lazy.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'd split them all up, as you said, and put them in and just hit the lower targets instead. So.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's a bit of a dull week. You're right.
Yeah. I mean, and people are, I think, overly upset with the cost of the FM armors. I just hope they don't pull us like, okay, well, you need to get limited. The limiteds are not. Next time we're going to see them, they're going to be 75 million each. But that's the only fear that this. But this is sort of enables them to jump to the next step. But I think players would really push back at that point. But at this point, it's like, okay, well, you're not even buying 3 limited armors to get the unlimited armor. So,
no, I agree. No, definitely. It's frustrating, but isn't it always? Nothing changes. They never quite take it in the direction you expect, and maybe that's done on purpose. And maybe we expect too much. I don't know.
Well, we expect to protect.
The game's got you squeaking, Hefe.
I'm squeaking. Uh-oh.
You're squeaking. But the one thing they did, which is kind of nice, is everybody, I guess it's kind of nice, is the Subjugator campaign. It's doable. Everybody should have a nice Subjugator at the end of that.
Yeah, if you can use them, do it with your Pegasi, and you should be doing pretty good.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that TLC. Yeah, I might have a crack at that tomorrow.
Yeah, it's fairly straightforward if you have even mostly completed Pegis.
Well, you even dropped the S out of that.
Yeah.
I don't know if we did enough research to find that Pegi is the plural of Pegasus.
Pegasi just doesn't sound right.
So is it Nemai and Sati and
yeah? We're just gonna drop the last syllable completely and just put an I there. I don't know if it works that way, but here in America, I guess we butchered the English language, so we're allowed to do that, I guess.
Hey, your own nations. Do what you like.
Yeah, well,
you were that right.
It is a shared language, so
Yeah, don't cry over spilt tea.
Yeah. We're not going to talk about the Duke of York or whatever. So
No, that's not a good idea. Or Princeton.
no. So I don't know. Does anybody have anything they want to talk about for about 2 or 3 minutes while I go get a beer? Or
I don't have anything more other than the campaign.
Someone do the campaign then. That'd be amazing.
well, he did the campaign towards the end of the last show with the.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I put everybody to sleep.
Yeah, I ended it during that. It would be interesting if you said that you were able to hit the 133 for less damage than I think Kenny did on the Wednesday show. Would you be interested in doing that, or is that beyond your technical?
133.
Yeah, the 133.
I was doing the one. What's the top one? 137. I was doing.
Okay. Oh yeah. Because I think a lot of people are, need some inspiration associated with the FM, because I'm just autoing the 129. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm just bored with it. So many people might want a little inspiration as far as like, besides using the fang tooth and things like that, which immediately gets removed as far as what to do in some of these FM targets. To try try a new one. If you're up for it, cool.
Yeah, go on. Mate. Yeah, go on. Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I'm on screen share. I think I am.
Okay.
Hey,
I'll put you on.
are you done with the
Sure, if you want me to be.
the next week?
Sure.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to put you on full screen. I'll be back in a minute. And tear
So
it up.
Okay, buddy. All right. So my fleet is probably nothing special, to be honest. But yeah, so I've got one Gale. I know a lot of people are going for stacks of obviously the sprints. I've only got a couple on each ship. So just because the 137 and some of the other stuff's pretty hard to kill off some of the turrets. So the rest of it's all rockets. And then, as I said, 3 of the new armors of the ZX1s, 2 of the ZM ones, and obviously because the weight is a real issue, then I've only got a single D7M on there. I literally I'm going for as much building killing capability as possible. Still not sure whether that's the right thing to have on their agility system, but hey, really handy having the cluster warheads. But apart from that, yeah, it's not too bad damage. Just over half a million there, but the rocket reload's nice because it's over 500%. That's what I like. And I think they're all the same, to be honest. Does anybody have anything different than that sort of setup? Am I miles away? Because I was sort of playing catch up. The original ones I had, I think that because I got a free fleet from Kickstarter, which I think was something along that line with that sort of armor setup. I don't think it was those specials, but it's definitely that armor setup. But as Hefe was saying, that these ones here, then obviously you can split them up and they'll kill the lower targets for, I think they're about 1 minute 30, I think it is for each one, which is quite nice. Anyway, let's not ramble. If I'm going to use a crew, I tend to use this one because it's still more building damage. And you think Kenny drives bad? I'm loads worse. I'm like a bull in a china shop because I never sort of can't be bothered to drive posh. Let's see if we can find one, shall we? Don't be too far away, please. 130. Let's have a skim. There goes 137 down there. I've noticed the first set of ships, obviously they cross over, don't they, as you go in. You can pause there, you wait 11 seconds, you can rocket them, freeze a lot, and then drive into them and kill them all off before they come out of stun. I've done that a couple of times, but probably says 30 seconds. It's probably not worth it.
Every little bit helps.
Yeah, but it's only 30 seconds, isn't it? So maybe a little bit more. I don't know. Let's have a look. It seems weird seeing an odd-shaped target like this. It's all sort of like really narrow, like an old-school screen you used to get in the old days. So.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this black stuff, and the ships drive into it and disappear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I tend to go this way and then basically over this way, pause for a second, wait for that turret to start firing and then move, which it'll just start doing now. There we go. Let all that splash rubbish hit behind you, spin around. chase up over here. Try and kill that one over there at the same time. Basically not stop if we can help it. There we go. Got to be around. Like I say, it's no finesse in this whatsoever. So. This is like do 4 targets, go to work, come home, do 4 targets, wake up the next morning, do 4 more targets. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, kind of like the 131 for that.
Yeah, same sort of thing. What was, you know. Which is not that hard to do, is it? To be honest, this is the one that's problematic for some reason. That one down there, this one here, it seems to take far too long to die. I don't know why. I think it's just so it allows that ship to absolutely pulverize you. Not sure what it is. I've tried spinning and moving and all sorts of things, but something seems to. Anyway, yeah, it's a bit more than normal, but I don't know, that's that. Probably about 240, I think. But it's more the damage. So I mean, even with 3 of those new, look, you're still getting tons of explosive with the splash and that sort of stuff. So,
but I only caught the last part of it. Did you drive it stacked the whole time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can put one in front, but that's just me being lazy, like I said.
Yeah.
We can do a comparison if you want to.
What?
That was 315, wasn't it? Or 312, something like that. It normally ranges somewhere between 2.5 to 3. It just depends. But it's late. It's like 1 in the morning, so.
No.
So that made a difference. You can actually stun. We could try that, actually. We could probably try. Just remember, what was it? 312, wasn't it?
312, yeah.
312. Right, hang on then. Let's find another one. Oh, it just happens to be one right there. See if we've got a rocket and see if we can rocket those ships. See what difference it makes.
Yeah, at least on the pillage target, I was running. I was using waypoints.
Yes,
in order to maintain the distance, and I have yet to hit this target just because people, you know.
So this takes like 12 seconds to drop this one. So normally, I think when this one gets up to there, it's about the right time to drop it, and I think it's about there-ish. I think it's something like that, roughly.
So maybe we should get Snoopy to hit this one next. Finesse is something
maybe.
that he likes. Yes.
Oh, well, didn't quite get it right, but there you go.
Oh, but if it took 12 seconds to drop, you dropped the wrong pinch.
Yeah, probably did.
Yeah, you dropped the long pinch, which is for buildings. The short pinch, I think it's 4 seconds.
That's what I've got built.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you know, doing play-by-play, so to speak. But if you're getting explosive damage and fairly even,
it's completely even across the board. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, but
it wasn't 2 weeks ago. It wasn't 2 weeks ago. It was horrendous. It was. I mean, 4 weeks ago it was all number 5, and you can move it around, and then it's all number 1 flagship sort of stuff, and now it's right across the fleet. So they've definitely titivated, haven't they?
Yeah, but what I was saying is, if you run the flag out in front, you might limit that damage to the flag.
You're probably right.
Yeah,
we'll give that a go on the 3rd one, shall we?
Okay.
Just to do some mental maths in your head to add up all the timings. That's it. We'll get a rough idea.
Yeah.
It's this one down here that's a pain. I don't know why it is. It just seems to take twice as long to die compared to the others. And it seems to favour shooting the ship as opposed to shooting the turret. Now it's better. That's better.
Yeah, you got close. You got smuggly with it, so it...
that helped.
Yeah.
So that's definitely less damage, isn't it? Because that would be. So it's a little bit less. What's that this time? 11%, 5%.
5. You had 2 hours. What was it before? No, it was 3
3
hours.
3 hours 12, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So you're this one is down to about an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Hour
Come on,
40. Yeah.
Let's find another one then. Let's take the flag out front. There's one down there. All right, I fixed them. Okay, we'll have a look. Won't be so easy doing it this way. I should have changed this flipping rocket, shouldn't I? Let's see if I had another one. Let's do this bit first. Let's have a look then. Just let it drive out to there, something like that'll do. This is even lazier driving, isn't it? It's like having an automatic car now.
No, yeah, but your waypoints are working. I've been having a hard time with, in some of these targets, once I cross over some sort of border or whatnot, that the waypoints stop working and having to continue reset them. Yeah, I was not happy with the performance in Pillage. I'm not sure if it's, but yours are working perfectly.
Well, they seem to be okay, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah, it's working.
See what happens on that. There's definitely less damage, isn't it? Probably under 2 hours, I reckon. No, about 2.5. See that last turret then, just nightmare to kill off. It still didn't quite die, did it? I didn't target it. Should have shift clicked it for that one. There you go, not too bad.
There we go.
So it'll be interesting to see which ship. So according to that, it's still 16%, but yeah, 2 hours. So there you go. And yeah, as you said, so obviously the missiles must be targeting the flagship, mustn't it?
Well, yeah, and also you're losing some of the splash. The splash is only impacting the flagship; it's not impacting the whole fleet.
Yeah, and obviously these are identically built, so actually you could do that quite a few times, then just rotate the ships around.
Yeah,
and definitely probably get 6 or 7 out of that.
Anyway. Well, especially what the weird part is with the upgrades. The upgrades are only for the back ships, not for the flagship. So they have more armor, and they're actually better tanks than the flag.
Because I was wondering, because I've literally got one spare ship, and I was thinking about that. Do I build and just forget the flagship and just go with 5 normal ships and see what that's like? I don't know. The ships there doing nothing anyway.
Yeah.
I was just using it hit to the 121s just by itself. There's another ship there just sitting there doing nothing.
Yeah.
Which is practically built apart from the armor. So anyway, there we go. 2 hours. That's not bad, is it? That'll do.
Yeah. You got it under 2 hours. So thanks for the run through. And we got to see different approaches. and how they worked out.
The China bull shop version.
Yeah. Well, So I don't know. The takeaway, I think, is running the lead ship is probably the most efficient.
And using
If
the
you
correct
do it.
rocket would be a good idea.
Yeah.
What about- I
Yes.
wonder if I've got it. I'm going to look at my launch pad now, see if I've got any other ones. Hang on.
Yeah, the quick pinch is the one to go if you're going to pinch the ships.
No, I've got none built at the moment. I'll start a couple, maybe.
Yeah, it's only. I think the quickest one is only once you use the speed up. It's only 6 or 7 minutes,
Yeah,
if I recall correctly.
I'm not really sure. Hang on. Quick pinch. Small. How long does that last for? Flight time 6 seconds.
Okay.
Stun time 7 seconds.
Yeah, as opposed to the long pinch is.
And the long pinch is flight time 12 seconds. Yeah, stun time is the same.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just a longer time to. What about the quick pinch long? Stun time for the big quick pinch is 10 seconds. So
Okay.
flight time still 6 seconds. So you actually get far more stun time.
Yeah, and the ladies love the big quick pinch. So yeah.
I wouldn't know.
Okay. Well,
I prefer a good cup of tea these days,
Okay.
especially with sign of my age.
Could be. I don't know. I'm not gonna point any fingers in your direction regarding that, but
Snoopy will agree, I'm sure.
yes. So, well, unless we have anything else, I've been posting the link if anybody would like to join and do whatever. But I don't know if we have much left for the live show. We've been going for over an hour on a week where nothing really happened. So I don't know. I mean, I remember at times where I would end the show at like 38 minutes, and back in the day, people were acting like I robbed them, of that last 22 minutes. But and then I had the days where I would let the show go for 2.5 hours.
The marathons, the marathons.
Yeah, yes, and they were like, that was fun at times, but yeah, it was tiring. But I don't know. I don't know that we have much else to talk about. So I'm going to. I posted the link, and see you all on Wednesday, and hope everybody does well on VXP weekend, and if you're doing shipwrecks or what else. But
enjoy yourself by yourself.
well, I think there's only in my world, I think I looked at one point, there's 6 shipwrecks across 100 or not 100, 20 sectors. So it's 6 or 8. There wasn't that many. So I find that interesting. They're really ratcheting up the competition, or the fact that nobody cares and they're just shrinking and shrinking and shrinking.
They're still trying to sell the fleets, though. Makes me laugh.
Yeah. It's in regards to that, if they had just not put the upgrades in, and squeezed every last dime out of it, and I think a lot of people are having problems with all the skins. There's like a zillion skins. You can't figure out what your opponent has unless you hit them multiple times, or you hit this all the time. But I don't know what ship that is. There's 6 skins available for every interceptor, and now we're at 6 interceptors with multiple skins involved. The strategy's gone. The upgrades have made people feel cheated. It's it wasn't what it was sold as far as equal competition across. So it's they got the dwarves dug too deep. So I don't know. At least that's my thought on it. But alrighty. See you on Wednesday, and good night, everybody. And links in case you want to join the after show. Later.
Take it.
See you, everybody.
Night.